Hello, everybody. Welcome to Elizabeth Jones Variety Hour. Happy New Year to y'all. To you all.
What year is it again?
It'll be 2025 tomorrow.
Ah, yes, yes. 2024 was a lousy year for me. Yeah. Well, I mean, it really was. I mean, a lot of personal family problems there. I mean, I'm now an orphan,
Yeah.
and so I never spent a year without both folks. So I don't want to get everyone down. This when my father passed away late last year, like pretty much the anniversary was just in the last 24 hours. Oh, this is Kaye Lazar. How you doing? I We did not tell anyone until the middle of, except for very close friends. We didn't tell anyone until the middle of the week, January, because we didn't want to mess up anyone's New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
And this happens, you know. We and people die every day. Famous people die every day. So that's part of life, as they say. Death is part of life. If that makes any sense. Linda Lavin died, and
Yeah.
Jimmy Carter died.
Yeah.
So tell us what your thoughts on both of them.
Linda Lavin was a really good Broadway singer,
Yes,
and she played Alice.
yes.
It was a good show too. I
You
still
want to?
watch it every now and then.
I think one of the recent shows I mentioned, the Great American Dream Machine, and you can get it on Tubi. And this was like the seventh episode, and all of a sudden, and this is like the day she died, like 2 days ago. Linda Lavin was on there. And she wasn't famous. This is back in 1971. She was only known as a Broadway actress. She was there with her husband doing a very funny thing written by Joe Bologna and Renee Taylor. Renee Taylor, as you know, is
She played the
the
nanny.
nanny. Yeah, she was a very funny writer herself. She's still around. But Linda Lavin and her husband at the time, Ron Liebman, you might know. Ron Liebman, and they did a very funny little skit on this thing and said, "Oh, it's Linda Lavin. It's great to see Linda Lavin one more time." And from what 55 years ago. But Linda Lavin, of course, was on. The first time I remember seeing her was on the Barney Miller show.
Yeah.
She played Woja Howitz's girlfriend.
Yeah, I know.
So many people are gone from Barney Miller, except Barney Miller and Wojo.
Yeah.
But the Steve Landry, I used to love that show, Barney Miller. My sister told me that was her favorite show growing up. She will still watch it on the local, on the syndicated TV and Me TV or whatever channel it's on. So Linda Lavin was great. Do you know anything else she was in other than Alice
She was with Barney Miller, of
and
course.
Barney Miller?
And I think she was in a show I saw a couple years ago recently.
She had a show just not that long ago, like maybe less than 2 years ago, about all these people with cancer. It was a sitcom, and the
Oh
whole plot
yeah.
of it was that everyone went to this to get their dialysis or something, and the jokes were what they were talking about. It was sort of a dark sort. I think Chuck Lorre did it, who did 2.5 minutes, but it was actually a well written show.
I remember that show. I remember that show. That's what I was telling you about.
She was
That's
always she always did good work, Linda Lavin, and of course she's most famous for being Alice. Alice was played in the movie by Ellen Burstyn, who played her, who won an Oscar. It's Martin Scorsese film, and one of the few non-gangster films he made. And Alice doesn't live here anymore. And Robert, I forget, maybe Robert Dylan wrote it. And Alice doesn't live here anymore. And but she was. They just called the show Alice. A lot of the same people were on the in the TV show. Vic Payback as Mel,
yeah.
and I think not the woman playing Flo, but the woman who played her in the movie Diane Ladd, who was Bruce, it was Laura Dern's mother. She she played Flo, I think, again, or the Flo character on the TV show when the other one left to do her own show.
Yeah.
Do you ever notice when people leave to do their own shows and the show doesn't work out, like Fish from Barney Miller or the
Yeah.
Ropers or something? They never have them back.
Yeah.
They may appear as a guest star during Sweeps Week, but they never want them back as a regular again. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, so this is actually the last day in 2023, 24. I don't know what year it is.
It'll be
Hey,
2025 tomorrow. So.
yes, yeah. See you next year. We all say. And well, I haven't seen you since Christmas time. How did you enjoy your Christmas?
It was great. I was with my family
All right, that's a good
and
idea.
stuff like that.
Yeah, I Christmas. I had a really good Christmas. I went to a few parties. Let me tell you, Christmas parties. One party I went to was a neighbor had a party,
Oh, okay.
and he invited everyone in the neighborhood to his party. You know, to be a good neighbor. And he had his friends and family there too. But I was the only one from the neighborhood that actually did show. Where's my food? Where's my? I came with the tin cup, wanting to eat something, and then but they were very nice. The only I had to leave like after an hour. I could have stayed all night. I was charming and I was being nice. I got to know a few people for the first time in the family. Very nice. But let me tell you something. I didn't. I forgot all about this. I've never been a smoker, and people who smoke, in their house, they don't care going outside or going inside. They just puff away in the
Yeah.
house, and after an hour, it kind of got to me, and I was premiering this new jacket, so I I didn't want to get this all covered in smoke. Have you seen this jacket? Let me back up a bit and show it to you. The hell of a jacket, isn't
Yes, it's
it?
beautiful. I love it. I
I feel like
love
a
it.
mirror. I feel like a mirror ball. Trying to lie to me. It's really great,
Yeah.
and it's even better in person. Oh, jingle all the way again. Anyway, I got this jacket at Liza Minnelli's yard sale. It's really. I mean, all right, here we go. So, and I got a haircut too. Well, I'll talk about that in a moment. I could talk about everything. I got this jacket at a place at a store, and I fell in love with it so fast that I said to myself, "This, I'm not leaving the store until I have this jacket on." Luckily, they had a few of these jackets, which I should have just bought them all and burned all the ones that did, so I could be the only one wearing this jacket. But there's other jackets at this place, different sizes, and I got the size that fit me. I still had, I'm still not a big guy, so I had to like uh, hem cut off the buttons and hem it up and everything. So, but it all worked out. I also got a haircut. My hair looked like I, I looked like John Travolta. No, I got a haircut and oh, I something changed this haircut. I had to change my tip. Inflation's going up, and my old tip of buck and a quarter didn't work anymore. No, actually, I used to tip $3. Now I feel obligated. I got to tip $4. Times are wrong.
Yeah.
But and let me tell you something. I prefer to tip the barber than I do the waiter because I can get my own food, and I do. And so I think for $4 off the on the thing, I had a coupon anyway, so $4 was she was very happy with the tip. At least she said she was.
Yes.
So and they'll see me. Actually, I don't. You ever hear the story about the haircuts? Never. Do you have like when you get your hair done, Mary? Do you go to the same person over and over again, or do you go to a different person each time?
I gotta say person over
Okay, there you go. Well, that's where we're different.
and over.
I heard this story once that there was this businessman. He was like a millionaire, and
Yes.
he hired this guy to cut his hair perfectly, and he cut it perfectly. And for like 2 years, he cut this guy's hair perfectly. And then you know what the billionaire did? He fired the barber. You know why?
Why?
He says my hair is too important to be put in the hands of just one indispensable barber. I got to train like a whole army of barbers to cut it the same way. So I got my hair cut. What else? So I went to that party that for. And then the day of Christmas, I have a lot of single friends. We went to dim sum. We went to the Folky restaurant, and if you don't know what dim sum is, you know what a Chinese restaurant is.
Yeah.
You know what chop suey is, and
Yeah.
egg foo
Oh
young,
yeah.
and General Child's chicken. None of that was there. What it is This is where the Chinese people eat this stuff, not the American people. The Chinese people come. All the Chinese people in town, even the people who run restaurants, who don't, they know that they have to give people Americans what they want. They have to give them the egg foo young and the sweet and sour pork and everything. Well, I love the pepper steak. That's my favorite. So anyway, but it's sort of like when you go to Chinatown in New York or any Chinatown, you look at the menu and you don't understand what any of that stuff is. Eel and there's there's a backbone of ox and stuff. I mean, you don't know what any of this stuff is. If you go to China, you get even weirder stuff: bear and rat and vole they call it. And let's face it, Chinese people, a lot of famine, sadly, and they figured out a way to eat almost anything. So they eat almost anything in China. But in America, they have something called dim sum. And what happens is you're sitting at a big table. You don't do it by yourself. You're with a group of people. And there's a lazy Susan. And then they come and they say they have almost like a scorecard like in a ball game. And they say, does anybody here want egg rolls? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It's 3 egg rolls right over here. And then you kind of split them amongst the 12 people you have. And then they go, does anyone want the dumplings? Yeah, yeah. And then there's all this other stuff. There's even stuff like pickled chicken feet. We always skip that. Pork, pork testicle. I don't know what the hell they
I'll
call
try.
it.
I'd love to try that sometime. Dim sum.
Yeah. Well, it's not cheap because by the end of the dinner, it's probably going to be more than $200.
Wow.
And it's like a buffet in a way because you're all sharing the food, but it's a limited amount. It's like if you went to Golden Corral and they only had 3 steaks and 12 people, so you all figure out a way to separate them all to all have a piece. Oh, I don't need steak. I'm a vegetarian. All this stuff. Also, I found out something kind of weird about Chinese restaurants. Certainly, the dim sum they don't have any time for vegetarians, and so they'll give you something, and we had about 2 vegetarians in our group, and they bid. There's a piece of shrimp here. Poison. The piece of meat here, and you know why vegetarians are that way?
Wow.
Because almost every vegetarian I know was a former meat eater and gave it up, sort of like giving up smoking or giving up drinking, and and they always feel they can start eating it again. If I'm hungry enough, I'll eat meat again. So they have to be kept away from meat. So if they get a bit of it in their mouth, they remember how good it tastes. That's the good thing about meat; it tastes pretty good.
Yeah.
But and most time they don't. Most vegetarians they do it for religious reasons or because of animal reasons. They love animals.
I love animals
You
too.
love animals,
So
so you're a
I have.
vegetarian.
Well, I've kind of both. So I've had a little bit of both. So
They once had on Saturday Night Live once a skit where there was a vegetarian restaurant. We serve meat, but it's meat. It's animals that died of natural causes. So we have anthrax beef. We didn't kill the cow, but there may be some anthrax in your.
I have 2 dogs.
There might
So
be, yeah, there might be what do you call it? We have hoof and mouth disease. We have a mad cow disease. But the cow died of mad cow disease, so you could eat it. You go, but I don't want to eat it. Now, dogs and cats, even vegetarians have to realize, as much as they love dogs and cats, that you have to give the dogs and cats meat because that's what they eat. So I had a friend who was a vegetarian, and I said, "Do you give your cats and dogs, meat?" He goes, "Yeah, we give them meat, but we give them everything but lamb and veal. I'm not going to give them baby animals."
yeah,
And I know people that won't eat lamb and veal for the same reason. So they
yeah.
they, they did that for their horse, their cat.
I have 2 dogs. So
Yeah. There. Tell us about your dogs.
they're doing great.
Hmm.
They've been playing around and stuff like that,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, and they love to eat.
They
So
love to eat. Yeah. There's a horse. Someone told me this about a horse. if you keep feeding a horse, they'll eat till they die. A horse never is full. I mean, a horse doesn't. A horse is full, but he doesn't know he's full. That's why they say "eat like a horse." The phrase "eat like a horse." All those oats and everything, sorghum, whatever the horses eat. Oh, so okay. So I went to the dim sum place, and that was good. And then after that, oh, I went to the Chinese restaurant. Then later that day, I went with my family to the. We don't have the big turkey meal like we used to, so we went to the Japanese restaurant. Like it's like Benihana's. It was or whatever it was called, and but Benihana's the most famous one, where the guy does that little thing with all the. I want to go there. You go? You've been there? I haven't been there. Oh well, yeah. Well, I've been to Kabuto's. Well, Kabuto's is the same way. This was called Sakura. They're all over the place now, but they do this little demonstration, and they cook rice. They give you two pieces of shrimp, and I think I got the chicken, and so that's what I got. And and that wasn't the last big meal I had. Well, over the weekend, I went to a famous steakhouse in Northern Virginia. I was a guest of somebody, and I wore this. I actually wore this the whole week. I think I have one more day, maybe tomorrow, wearing this, and then I got to put it into mothballs. But because you can't wear this you can't wear this to the welfare office or wherever I go. The unemployment office. You can't wear this to the Salvation Army. So so what happened was it's jingle all the way. Oh, the shoes are boring. No one sees the shoes. During like the Zoom, when people were on Zoom during the thing, they would get up every once in a while, and you'd see they were just in their underwear. They wore a necktie and a suit, and then they walked out. And they were in tennis shorts. I'm gonna. I got tea time at the golf course. Nobody's going to be bothering me during the pandemic. So I had this. I went to this place. It was like Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. It was boy, it's like $75 a steak and everything. How do people spend so much money on food? How you could afford it? How you could I afford it? I said I was a guest. What do you pay for your I tell you how it works when I'm a guest. Now, this is good advice. I was telling this to someone today. They said when you find out you're a guest at a place, people say two lobsters, one for now and one to take home. No, don't do that. I never get a meal that I wouldn't pay for myself, and I got salmon, and it was a lot cheaper than the meat. So that worked out fine. And well, I can afford it, but I don't. I don't. But I never order drinks. I don't drink anymore. But I don't order drinks. Like a cocktail is like about $12 at these places, and a glass of wine is like $8 or something. A Coca Cola. Oh, I don't drink. I don't drink. I don't drink. I'll just have a Coca Cola. $4 or $5, like movie theater prices. So I don't know how they do it. I prefer to eat at home. I prefer to bank the money. But because I was with a group of people, we made it happen, and it was fun. It was fun seeing everybody. But this was actually in a really fancy place in New York, and what happened was I they thought I was someone famous, and I thought, oh gosh, Martin Short again, or Tom Cruise again. They thought I was an actor. I never heard of this guy. I never heard of him, and then I looked him up since. Marcelo Hernandez, and I looked at him. He looked like I did maybe 20 years ago. I look like his dad now, but he's on Saturday Night Live. Check him out. He's a short guy with black hair, and he's a very funny guy. So check him out on Saturday Night Live. He's very funny. He's now my favorite person on Saturday Night Live because someone thought I was him. I'm not Mexican though. I think he's Mexican. I'm Jewish and Irish. I'm Jirish. I'm a leprechaun. And someone told me. Irish, German, French, African. Hmm. I think that's about it. I think. Yeah, well, that's everything. You're you're not a you're not a Lithuanian. You're not an Armenian, like the what's it called, the Kardashians. I
I think Armenians have this kind of eyebrow thing.
Yeah.
So
Well, yeah, it's part of, there was a I'm Jewish, and there was a few years ago, I think it was Whoopi got in trouble with this. She referred to Jews as white people and not a race. And then a lot of Jews said, no, we are a race, a different race, like, like African Americans or Indians or any other type of Asians or something. And said no, and to Whoopi, she said, all I see is white. And I guess we are. But I always talk about Jewish people that in the day, people think of Jewish people as being from New York or being from Russia or being from Germany or somewhere, Israel maybe. But we're actually desert people. We're from the Old Testament. With the robes and the beards and everything. I mean, just like you see now. Yeah. We still have some of us still have the beards. The Lubavitcher Rebbe or something. Yeah. So that was my time. Anyway, tell me about your presents. You get any presents for Christmas?
Yeah, I got this headband from my cousin.
It's a beautiful head. Just matches my. I can wear it.
Yeah.
I don't have any hair though. I got it all cut. They're sparkly. Yeah. Yeah. I love it. Oh, by the way, this sparkly jacket, I can't wear a tie with it because a tie looks like there's too much. I didn't even know what tie would go with it. So you can wear maybe a bow tie if you're wearing a formal wear. But now I'm just wearing an open collar, maybe with a scarf or something. So that's what I've been doing. I got enough. I got enough clothes. I always think I'm never going to buy clothes again, and guess what I do? I buy more clothes. And also, I tell you, I didn't see a lot of people this year to give gifts to, and I think last time we did the show, where it was right before Christmas, and we talked about the best gifts to buy people, and I told about the club that you could. It's a good gift.
My dad really liked it.
Yeah, I gave your dad a club, and the club. I don't mean the club to hit somebody with. Never give anything. Never give anyone a weapon that they could hit you with. The best kind of gift is chocolates because they always say, "Oh, can I have some?" Yeah, yeah, you can have some. They always share it with you. So, but anyway, so you buy the club and I don't want to rehash everything, but you tell your car insurance company that you have the club and they will lower your insurance. So there you go. But I got this. I didn't give it yet, but I came up with this idea on Christmas Day that if you're handy with a computer or something, this is a great gift. You want to know a great gift? You go to your computer hard drive and put in a folder your home movies, family pictures, family videos, and everything. Stuff that your family would like. Maybe their appearance on a TV show or something, the news or something. Not if they were like embezzling funds and they were wrestling on the news, but something nice that they did on the news. And then download it to a thumb drive. And then every time those people want to see the pictures, they just you don't have to even be there. They just plug it in their computer and they could access all the pictures and all the things you have for them. Yeah, and I think that's a great gift. That's the best gift. So I'm in the process of getting a thumb drive made for every single one of my friends that of importance. Like I could give you a thumb drive of this is like our 85th show, all 85 shows on one thumb drive. So you could just I wonder what we were doing on number 32, on number 64 or something. Will they still want me when I'm 64? Anyway, listen, I also a few years ago I got a megaphone and I actually bought the megaphone and it was I got it on sale, but it didn't matter. I should have got it for free because it didn't work. It didn't work at all. I put batteries in it. I don't know why it didn't work, and I still have it. I couldn't bring it back because they wouldn't take it back because the company went out of business. But but I'm still trying to get it to work. So I went to Five Below, and for $5 I got a megaphone, and here it is. And guess what? This works perfectly. All right, let's get all those covered wagons in a circle. Here we go. Now we're going to.
Hello, everybody. How are you?
Hey.
Hey. You know what? Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
I'm having fun with this thing.
I know. Well, now everywhere I go, I pass it around, and we all take turns using it.
Yeah.
It's like Mr. Microphone. The greatest thing.
Yeah.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
I see a lot of people complain that I don't let you talk. Well, now I want you to talk. We can't see your pretty face.
When I'm calling you now.
When I'm calling you. I feel like Nelson
La, la,
Eddy.
la, la. Oh, you sung that song?
Nelson Eddy and Jeanette McDonald, who
Oh,
was in the
okay.
movie, I guess, Rosemary. Yeah.
Yeah. I think my mom sung that to me when I was a
Oh,
kid.
yeah. Yeah.
Like when she called my name, she was like, "When I'm calling you."
Well, the first thing I did
Yeah.
when I got this megaphone, if you wanted to hear me sing, and I'll sing a little bit of the song right now. Winchester Cathedral, I'm breaking you down. You stood and you walked. I think it's called a gramophone.
Manchester Cathedral. Da, 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 da.
You will know. All right, I think we're wearing down the battery of this. Oh, by the way, I never, according to friends of mine, this is wow. The last thing needs is the last thing I need is a reason to be louder. Well, I'm famous at the children's theater for having the loudest, one of the loudest. There's two guys now that have loud voices. Me and a guy called Timothy Glover, I think is his name.
Yeah.
And we kind of outdo each other. Who's louder? We're almost like the two tenors. Oh, we're more like the two baritones. But the but we I joked with him and a few other people in the theater that we are we went to the Al Pacino School of Oratorio. We make sure the person in the last row can hear us without a microphone. Yes. So anyway, I don't want to before we take our little break. I just want to wish you, since this is New Year's Eve. I want to we both have some champagne here.
Cheers to 2025.
Here you go. To all of you, skol, cheers, slancha, l'chaim.
I just want to say,
Oh, by the way, at the show we do here, this is our champagne. Our champagne tastes like ginger ale and Dr. Pepper.
yeah.
Go ahead.
I just want to say, God bless you, and we will talk to you in a little bit. We're gonna take a little break.
Yeah, part two is coming right up.
All right. God bless you.